So what was really cool is the airplane has 4 radial engines, so all the cylinders go around in a circle, and because of their unique exhaust system and the propeller, it makes a really impressive sound. And I just liked the way the airplane looked, and it was in all sorts of great 1950s movies like 12 O'Clock High and stuff like that, so I was always pretty interested in it. I used to build models of it. I even still have a plastic model of a B-17 in my garage, if you can believe that one. But I do. So anyway, the rides were going on late in the day on Sunday, and I stood in line, paid my money. There was 2 other guys from where I work, and they were there to get rides too. Plunked down my $450, which sounds like a lot of money, but certainly I felt it was worth it. And the airplane swung around, and the door opened up near the tail, and you grab on to a longeron in the fuselage above the door, and you pull yourself in like one of those strapping young lads who had to fly those things back in 1944. First you got to sit and strap yourself in to a seat on the floor in the back of the plane. So I couldn't really see anything. There were no real windows that you could look out as the airplane took off. But certainly it was a thrill when those 4 engines opened up for takeoff power. It was quite a ride. The tail lifts up, because normally it's a tail dragger, and the tail lifts up, and the airplane just sort of floated into the air from that position. Of course, it was designed to carry, thousands of pounds of bombs, and now there were only like 8 people in the airplane, so it really wasn't a whole lot of weight. But up we floated, and as soon as we got into the air, the thumbs up from the flight engineer indicated we could unbuckle our seatbelts and walk around the airplane and get a view from every single one of the stations. So then once I got up and out of my seat, I started to walk around, and of course the airplane is notable for the fact that it was a bomber, and it needed to protect itself on its bombing runs. And the way it did that was it had guns in the tail, guns on the sides, gun in the belly, and a gun on top, and some guns in front. And these were all manned by kids, and they were 50 caliber machine guns that were designed to protect it from enemy fighter planes who were buzzing around like bees trying to shoot the bombers down. I mean, that's what war is all about, right? So anyway, I got up from one station to another, but the coolest was I got to go immediately to the front of the aircraft and sit in the bombardier's station. So he would sit in the glass-covered nose of the plane and look down and try to figure out how to hit the enemy target and miss as many innocent civilians as he possibly could. But the airplane was fully equipped. All the equipment was there. It didn't work, but it was all there and you could move it about. And we made this beautiful sweeping turn around Paris Mountain. But I had a thrill. I was able to get in every station except that couldn't get in the tail gun position, and you couldn't get into the belly turret, which looked a little frightening for me. You'd sit in that little thing. It was a little sphere, and the ball turret gunner, as they used to call him, would crouch down in that thing and move the thing around with his feet, pressing pedals that would move electric motors, and then he would aim his guns at the offending fighters, and often it was not a pretty sight when they would come home from a mission. But then there was another gunner position at the top of the aircraft that was another turret, and you could stand up there and poke your head out, and that was really cool. And just the thrill of the sound of the engines motoring low over the Greenville countryside was really quite a lot of fun. And the ride lasted about 20 minutes, and we landed with a nice little screech, and out we plopped, and I was just amazed that the airplane was just so cool inside. It was just as phenomenal as I could imagine. And the weather, of course, was beautiful the whole day. The winds were light, the sun was out, the sky was blue. The only thing that wasn't perfect was the windscreens, and all the glass that we were looking through was just completely bug covered, and no one had really bothered to clean it in a while. So that was the only downside. The view wasn't as clear as it could have been, but that wasn't the point, and I had a great time.